Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about the secret weapon of every great data analyst, the art of turning messy, chaotic data into a real source of truth. You know, it's less about magic and a lot more about being a detective. And honestly, it's where the real work truly begins.
So let's start with this big idea. Think of yourself as a data detective. Before you can even think about solving the case, you have to be 100% sure that every single piece of evidence you've gathered is solid. Because one bad piece of evidence, it can send the whole investigation in the wrong direction. And in the world of data, that can have some pretty serious consequences.
And the whole point of our investigation, our ultimate goal, is to achieve this right here, data integrity. Now, this isn't just some technical buzzword. It's the absolute bedrock of trust. Every analysis, every insight, every decision that follows, it's all built on the integrity of the data you've so carefully prepared.
Now, this detective work, it isn't random. It's a really important part of a structured process that all data professionals follow. You'll often hear it called the data analysis lifecycle, and it gives us a roadmap, guiding us from the first question all the way to the final action.
You've got these 6 key steps, from asking the right questions and preparing the data, to sharing what you find and then acting on it. And look, every single one of these steps is vital, for sure. But today we are putting our magnifying glass on what is probably the most challenging and definitely the most time-consuming part of the whole thing. Step 3, the process phase.
Okay, this is where we roll up our sleeves. This is where we take that raw, sometimes chaotic data and we sculpt it into something that can tell a true, compelling story. Because let's be real, if we get this step wrong, everything that we build on top of it is just going to be fundamentally flawed. All right, time to get our hands dirty. Let's take a look at our crime scene. A small but very typical sales data set. At first glance, it might not look so bad, but trust me, there are clues to the problems hidden right in plain sight. Take a close look here. What do you see? Notice those extra spaces after John Smith and before Couch, and see how Jane Doe is all lowercase? We've also got a missing product code, a completely duplicated order for 101, and even inconsistent date formats. This, right here, is what we call dirty data. So how in the world do we fix this mess? Well, we're not going to do it by hand, that's for sure. We're going to use a really powerful toolkit, SQL. Let's see how we can use it to systematically clean up our data, tackling one problem at a time. First up, let's tackle those subtle but really significant issues, extra spaces and inconsistent capitalization. They might seem minor, but they can cause huge problems, like making your query treat Jane Doe and Jane Doe as 2 totally separate customers.
And here's how we fix it. The trim function acts like a precision tool, removing any of those extra spaces from the beginning or end of a string. Then, functions like upper or lower make sure all the text is in the exact same case. With just those 2 simple functions, every customer name is now perfectly consistent.
Next up, empty fields, which we call nulls. If you try to do something like calculate the average price of your products, and one of them has a null value for the price, your entire calculation could just fail. We need a strategy to handle these missing pieces of info. The COALESCE function is a really elegant solution here. It just looks at a list of values and gives you back the very first one that isn't null. So we can use it to check the product code column, and if it's empty, we can provide a default value, something like unassigned. It's a clean and simple way to fill in those gaps.
Oh, this is a huge one. Duplicate entries, like the one we have for John Smith's order, can completely throw off our numbers. I mean, imagine reporting double the revenue for that sale. It could lead to some really disastrous business decisions.
So how do we get rid of these duplicates with precision? We use a powerful combination of a window function and qualify. Essentially, what this does is it groups our data by order ID, and then assigns a unique number to each row within that group. Then, qualify lets us filter those results, so we only keep the rows where that number is 1. It's a super clean and efficient way to make sure we're only counting each order once. Fixing these individual problems is great, but a true professional, they have a system. So let's look at how we can turn these one-off fixes into a repeatable, professional process that you can apply to any dataset you ever come across. You can build your own efficient and consistent cleaning process in just 3 simple steps. First, create a checklist of common data problems to look for. Second, list your preferred solutions for each of those problems. And third, come up with a little motto to guide your work. And here's a great example of what a final verification checklist could look like. It's your last chance to sweep the scene for any missed clues.
And pay special attention to that last point. Does the data make sense? This is where you apply your business knowledge to make sure the data isn't just clean, but that it's also logical.
We're in the home stretch now. The final and absolutely crucial step is documentation. It's not just about keeping notes, it's about building a transparent trail of your work. This is how you prove your findings are trustworthy and build your own credibility as a data professional.
The main tool for this is a changelog. Think of it like a formal logbook that details every single cleaning action you've taken, from the simplest trim function to the most complex duplicate removal.
A good changelog entry is clear, it's concise, and it's complete. It details exactly what you did, why you did it, and when you did it. This creates a transparent record that not only builds trust, but also makes it easy for other people to understand and build upon your work in the future.
So, when you put it all together, it's pretty clear that data cleaning is way more than just a tedious task. It is the essential bridge that takes you from that raw, chaotic information to the reliable, actionable insights that actually drive business success. By mastering the art of data cleaning, you're not just organizing a spreadsheet, you are setting the stage for discovery. You're preparing to uncover the powerful stories that are just waiting to be told. So, your data's clean. Now, what story will you make it tell?